Stories tonight. Karuma Bridge to be closed on September 23rd, 2024 for 3 months to pave way for repairs. Ugandan Parliament pays tribute to fallen athlete Rebecca Cheptegei. Uganda Communications Commission to close down radio stations operating without meeting state standards. And in sports too, Ugandan basketball fans win to watch NBA preseason game in Abu Dhabi. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, I'll be joined by Yusuf Senyomo and I am Rukidi Edward Kichanangoma. Now, Parliament has tasked State Minister for Works, Byamukama Fred, to come out with a comprehensive report on the accident that killed 2 generals of Uganda People's Defence Forces last week. During a debate on the rampant accidents on Ugandan roads, Mr. Byamukama said they are working on a report that will soon be tendered in the August House.
The military fraternity on Saturday 14th September lost 2 senior officers of the Uganda People's Defence Forces in a fatal road accident on Masaka Road. The 2 are Brigadier General Fred Twinamasko, who was the Land Forces Director of Training and Doctrine, and Brigadier General retired Katende Chambade, who had retired from the forces last year. During the sitting of Parliament, Jumanya Kabonera, Division Member of Parliament Abed Bwanika, raised the issue of accidents, emphasizing that Parliament needs to find time to debate how to mitigate fatal accidents.
To ask the Minister of Works, but also for us to get opportunity to debate with a view of finding solutions on how to mitigate these fatal accidents.
Ruhunda Alex, MP, Fort Portal Central Division, asked for an explanation from the UPDF and Ministry of Defence how the country lost the 2 generals in a road accident.
The Ministry of Defence must come here with an explanation about the cause of these 2 generals' deaths. Losing a lot of lives in these countries out of reckless accidents. And one of when we go to the researchers, they show that 95% of these accidents are a human error.
The Shadow Minister for Works and Member of Parliament, Buhweju County, Francis Mujuche, said the matter of accidents came on floor of Parliament July last year. However, the interventions agreed upon during that time were not effected.
The right of way and use of lead cars, increasing the recurrent budget allocation of UNRWA, responsible use of road vehicles and government vehicles, compliance with the speed limit, and also most of these interventions have not been effected. And now we are talking about increased road accidents.
As State Minister for Works Byamukama Fred was explaining to Parliament about fatal accidents, Member of Parliament Kalungu West Sewungu Gonzaga interfered and gave statistics of children he said perished in accidents, which the minister called lies, yet he claims were from last week's traffic police report.
What I must say, the issue was coming from the traffic lights were near one another, and that could confuse the drivers.
And which I'm interested in with the minister, the clarification is that this year alone, road accidents have claimed lives of children, 260 in the number.
Speaker, I didn't know that elders nowadays also they tell lies. I must say what he's saying, it is a lie. That is his source of information.
Telling the house that Sewung is telling lies in the house. I've been in this house, I always give right information. What I've stated is a police report.
Other members of Parliament also raised issues of roads and bridges that are in poor state and need intervention of UNRWA.
Bridge. Let Honourable Speaker, that bridge was washed away, and immediately we got money, we rehabilitated it. After rehabilitating it was a temporary solution, and the current traffic is flowing on very well.
And put some concrete blocks in the middle of the roads in the middle of the bridge where there were potholes, and they left them there. That is the rehabilitation that the minister is talking about.
I think since you're bringing the report from Kumba, I would request that you look at those issues, okay? You respond to them one by one. We come here and we have a comprehensive debate.
Meanwhile, the woman member of Parliament Wakiso, Nalima Betty Ethel, asked government to give them an update of Cheptegei landfill disaster in regard to compensation of victims.
So by having compensation getting on, could we get to know that? Because they were promised compensation, but nothing is taking place as far as compensation of those who are in the buffer zone. Now also another catastrophe is coming in of the foul water flowing in the neighboring
colleague mentioned something to do with the water that is running off the heap. That water, before the incident, had a treatment plant, but the treatment plant itself had failed. We had requested money so that the treatment plant can be worked on. They were asking for 5 billion.
But I'd like to appeal to the Prime Minister, as that update comes on Thursday, can there be emphasis on the waste plan for Kampala? Because we have a disaster that is looming.
I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gutabenji at Parliament.
Now, Uganda Communications Commission is set to crack down on radio stations operating without meeting the minimum operational standards set by the regulatory body. The Executive Director of UCC, Engineer Nyombi Tembo, says this move is part of broader efforts by the Commission to regulate and streamline Uganda's media landscape for better service delivery. We have more in this story.
The Uganda Communications Commission has announced that the operation to shut down over 15 radio stations operating illegally nationwide will be carried out in the coming weeks.
Mayuge 99.3 FM, these are illegal broadcaster. Kasanda 98.8 in Kasanda. Green Radio 104.3 also in Mubende. Community Green Radio 103.9 Chiboga Town Council. Mpororo 89.9 FM. This is in Ntungamo. And I'm told in Ntungamo there are so many other illegal radios. California 103.6. This is in Kiliandongo. Miracle 98.2. This is in Sembabule. Ruamata FM in Chiboga. Ngabo 89.9 in Ibinyangabo. Voice of Bukuya 89.5 is also in Kasanda district. IFM Narugori, this is in Iganga.
The Executive Director, UCC, Engineer Nyombi Tembo, states that the non-compliant stations are disrupting the critical role of the Commission in regulating and maintaining communication standards.
Please, if you know that you're operating illegally, make sure that you stop broadcasting. Otherwise, we are coming for you and we are starting today. If you know that yes, you have a license, but you are not compliant, you are somebody who is over-modulating, you're somebody who has transmitters or equipment which is not type approved, you're somebody who doesn't meet minimum broadcasting standards, we are coming for you. This space must be cleaned, and we are really committed to do this.
Nyombi added that this operation will also target radio stations failing to comply with the minimum operating standards and those influencing their reporters to engage in unethical behaviors.
Compliance is becoming a problem. The professionalism. These stations, we hear that even reporters in some of these stations are not paid. They are asked to look for money to pay themselves. So they are not paid. So, and because of that, these reporters have gone on rampage. They have become blackmailers. They are abusing people. We have seen incidences where people go in stations where they are really totally drunk. Even in some TVs, you look at somebody and you see that somebody is in a station totally drunk.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
To the health sector now, where health sector stakeholders want Ministry of Health to find modalities of extending malaria treatment and awareness to communities as stipulated in the Health Act of 2019 on malaria. They believe this will increase utilization, access to care, and enhance awareness of healthcare services to both out and in patients.
Here, but we can access this information.
Malaria Partners Uganda, together with the Ministry of Health, have rolled out malaria treatment assistance mechanisms to village health teams from Bokassa Chirinya to aid in the first response treatment of malaria patients to village levels.
But also we went ahead to take them through the tool, a reporting tool, where they capture information and they make sure that as they are getting their clients in the community of Bokassa Chirinya, they record them, and that information is sent to the system of the Ministry of Health, where it is recorded, and it's a comprehensive tool that has all diseases, not only malaria, but also has behavior change.
The demographic population of Ugandans suffering from malaria-related infections is high, leading the country to huge financial losses in malaria-related treatments.
But now it is us to come out and create awareness of the mosquito net misuse and abuse, where you find people have not considered their life, their health, but they consider their crops, they consider their chicks. So they are guarding their chicks, but not guarding their children. So we need to create that awareness. The government is doing good, but someone has failed because of poverty, and then they are going out there. So we need to create awareness so that people get to know the burden of malaria.
Health workers have been urged to promote those interventions known for preventing malaria, but also the population to adhere to the preventative and treatment guidelines.
450 of every 1,000 have malaria. If we get to the OPD, that is the outpatient department, 37% of those people who are waiting out there are there because of malaria. And this also is causing a big economic loss to the country, whereby when you look at Uganda every year, we are losing about $500 million US because of malaria.
We advise them to go to the health center immediately they detect any sign of malaria. And we do advise them to clean all places around them, to clear the environment, to clear their homes, and to plant the repellents, malaria repellents, so as to clear malaria from our village.
Stakeholders want government to prioritize the fight against malaria-related infections and reduce mortality rates and treatment costs in health centers. Komagum Rogers for UBC.
Matters pertaining to the education sector now, and a section of school heads and students have advised government that to effectively implement the new lower secondary curriculum, it is essential to provide furniture, well-equipped laboratories, and improve access to the internet and electricity. Learners and teachers support the idea of using IT gadgets in schools as the curriculum demands constant individual input. Let's have a watch.
In 2020, the government of Uganda introduced the new lower secondary curriculum, which included changes to the secondary teaching methods and syllabus.
Without the English skill,
this concept was widely embraced by schools and learners.
The new curriculum is all about hands-on, that learners are being directed or requested to go and make research.
And the questions which are coming up, they are more of not crammed question, but of which you need is the wide knowledge.
However, since its inception, the implementation of the new curriculum has faced challenges. Stakeholders urge that learners in rural areas are the most affected.
As the parents, first of all, to get to know that we are living in an urban society, a digital society.
We have Wi-Fi, and we also have a computer lab. So parents that can afford phones should buy phones for their kids.
The government has undertaken a wrong approach of considering we, the stakeholders, last. That's why many things have not been managed the way they should be managed.
Many schools struggle with limited access to fully furnished laboratories and electricity.
If we're talking about this competent-based curriculum, whereby learners are supposed to use internet and all together, how can we ensure that even rural schools, students are not left out? So this is a major role that the government must take to ensure that these laboratories are given, computers are put in place, maybe solar power or maybe electricity is put in all those areas.
But the idea of allowing individual learners to use smartphones, laptops and tablets is being welcomed.
Look at America. Those countries are developing at a very fast rate. They are among the first world-class countries. And you know why? It's because they've exposed their children. Let me tell you one thing that is very funny. When you go to America, you're going to give a child a phone. The child is going to start thinking about, how will I use this phone to get money? But give a Ugandan, somebody's going to start thinking of pornography.
These equipments can help us in research work. During research,
we need to do research. Basically, I was with one of the students in Senior 4, a candidate, and when I went through their papers, they had a question about NAM, the people that, those guys, that alignment that came here in Uganda, and they were asking about that. So I really think schools should allow for it.
However, this remains a proposal by the Ministry of Education and Sports, which is still contemplating on how such gadgets can be regulated.
When you think of going smartphone, of course we are seeing us in many schools, especially private schools. You are taking us off as far as manners are concerned, morals are concerned.
We have advanced. So we cannot stay in the missionary way that secondary schools, we don't entertain using phones.
The ministry is currently developing policy standards and guidelines to regulate the use of digital tools and technologies in education settings.
Maybe the guidelines is to not to allow children to go back at maybe to stay with the phones in the dormitory, phones on the parade.
However much you can try, that we don't want phones in school, we find ourselves in that kind of struggle. That every other week, there are so many phones that are confiscated.
The feedback on the new lower secondary school curriculum is positive, with many learners and teachers noting that the shift in teaching might have come in a bit late. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, chaos erupted at Kampala Capital City Authority Council sitting at City Hall as the City Executive Committee, chaired by the Lord Mayor, Arias Lukwago, failed to apologize for not presenting a report on solid waste management in the city. The report was expected to provide a comprehensive strategy to address the growing piles of garbage affecting many parts of Kampala.
Kampala Capital City Authority councillors are demanding an apology from the City Executive Committee for failing to produce the waste management report. The City Executive Committee's failure to submit the report resulted in a scuffle between councillors and committee members, causing damage in the chambers. The Speaker of the Council, Zara Rilika, stated that this is the third time they have requested the committee to present similar reports. Despite the repeated requests, the committee has not complied, leading to the demand for an apology.
Seven members did not turn up. They gave a reason that it was very short notice. I wondered what time they needed to have come to council for presentation. On 3rd September, I called for a business committee where Howard and the divisional mayor sits. And their issues are always the first on the agenda. They are given priority. Council was to take place on the 10th of September. They came without a report.
Rilika stated that they are not intimidated by the chaos said to have been caused by some of the committee members.
There is a deliberate move to intimidate council. Yes. I want to assure you. We shall not condone. We can lose anything for the lives of Kampala people. No one is going to intimidate us. No one. No one.
Councillors representing Kampala's 5 divisions expressed views on the incident, blaming the City Executive Committee for causing chaos in the chambers. They remain firm in their demands and insist on an apology to resume discussion on the related agenda.
We've asked for reports, they give us excuse after excuse. We've asked for reports, they've told us all the vague reasons in this world. But right now when it gets to garbage, that is at our doorsteps, in markets, in shops, everywhere, and kids getting sick. No, we are not going to listen to them.
In response, the City Executive Committee explained the delays in formulating and presenting the requested reports.
I've been postponed like for 3 times, demanding for the report. This report has delayed just because the technical officers delayed to submit the substantive technical report.
However, they distanced themselves from the chaos.
To the fighting in the council, I don't know. Actually, I remember when I said that I'm sorry, I'm not giving an apology, one of the members in the galley collapsed and the councillor body attacked him. That's where I expect it from.
The awaited report was intended to outline a strategy for tackling the garbage problem, plaguing various parts of the city. All of this occurred in the absence of the Lord Mayor and his deputy in the chambers. Justine Nakami, Faith Kayen, UBC News.
Ugly scenes there at City Hall. Now we'll go to Jinja, where in the suburbs of Jinja City, one Bogere Stephen, a resident of Northern Division, abandoned former employment to look after his cows, and that was in 2008. Now, formerly a construction assistant, he started his dairy farm with just 3 cows, but to date he has 23 head of cattle. Now, after failing to pay tuition for his daughter who was at campus, Bogere opted to do dairy farming and has never looked back. He narrates how he was able to raise from a broke father to a famous dairy farmer.
One time I had my daughter at campus and I was broke. I didn't have money. Then my daughter called me, told me she wanted tuition of 1 million. Failure to pay the 1 million, she's going to get a dead year. But in the due course, I'd bought an animal for my mother, whereby she was getting some milk for drinking. And when I actually tried to explain to her, she asked me, how much do you want? I told her they are demanding 1 million. She entered the house and eventually she came out with 1 million. I was so shocked to see the old woman with 1 million, and I even wondered where she got the money, because I expected it is me who is supposed to give her the money. But eventually she told me out of the milk which she gets from the animal which I had bought for her to get milk, she saves the money she saves out of milk. Then I was inspired, said no, if this one animal can fetch this much, then I'd better start off this business. That is when I started. And I started actually with 3 animals. Out of the 3 animals, they were producing well. One could produce 10, others 15. And indeed, I was getting some money. From that time, I don't regret. And actually recently, when I looked at how much I'm getting, and listened to President's program, I said, no, this is the right way to do it. I had to resign from what I was doing. Initially, I was in construction and resorted to my business of looking after animals. Indeed, I've actually benefited out of it. Out of the 3 animals I started with, right now I have 23 animals, of which the 23 animals right now, I'm getting a very good production. In the morning, normally I get 100 liters, because right now I'm milking 8. Then in the evening, I also get like 30, 20 around there, which gives a better production. And I'm selling each liter at 1,500. Actually, people have been coming here from the ministry to train my fellow farmers at my farm here. Indeed, I also have a dream. If this one can be a model farm to skill people, I think there we shall be in a position to help each other, the government and the people. And with me, it will be a continuous, because I will be in a position to train them continuously when actually government has empowered me once. If I look at what basically I'm doing, I'm not bad off, except that there are other challenges that we normally face. One is about treatment. 2 is about transport. 3 is about land. And 4 is about a device of transporting my grass from where I grow it. So those are the basic challenges I have here.
Very inspiring story there, just from 3 cows to now more than 20. To Parliament now, where Parliament has held the late Sergeant Rebecca Cheptegei, a former Olympian who died recently after a domestic brawl. The legislators reflected on the legacy of Rebecca Cheptegei to denounce domestic violence and remind government on improving the sports facilities in the country. Rebecca Cheptegei, a former Olympic athlete, died on the 4th of September 2024 at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, Kenya. The late died after sustaining injuries after her partner set her on fire.
A motion to pay tribute to the former Olympic athlete Rebecca Cheptegei was introduced by State Minister for Sports Peter Ogwang. Cheptegei's death caused a black and dark environment in the sports field in Uganda.
What killed our daughter was on the issue of property.
Cheptegei was a celebrated long-distance and marathon runner who represented Uganda in many competitions. She was set ablaze by her partner, also the late Dickson Ndiema. Rebecca Cheptegei, a former Olympic athlete, died on 4th September 2024 at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, Kenya. Minister Ogwang narrated how a domestic fight led to the death of Cheptegei.
The late wanted that the names of the property should be put on his name. The late wanted that the account, the late husband, the account my daughter was controlling should be put in the shared names.
Ogwang defended the narrative that athletes utilize training grounds in Kenya due to the poor facilities in Uganda.
Lugogo, we are talking of training facility. Before we go to Captura, let's start from Kampala. Lugogo, it has turned to become entertainment ground for music, dance and drama. When I go to train every morning, I train from Lugogo. You find feces all over.
The MPs asked that a stadium named after Rebecca Cheptegei be established in Buko district.
That this would be something so great to remember her, to enable much as she's gone, it will inspire many more youth who will live and...
So I think we should focus more on making a national academy, a national high-performance center, not only national, but even regional.
The House adopted the motion and denounced domestic violence.
To the men who are here, don't embarrass me. When you have a quarrel, cool down, give space, love your wife, and she will give you everything that you want. That is what this world is about.
It's so unfortunate that so women suffer quietly in the hands of ruthless husbands who are so greedy enough and not contented with what they have.
We have challenges because even when some women report these cases to police and police says, okay, we want to arrest this man, it will be the same lady who is deterring them, saying, please don't arrest our breadwinner. Because she's stuck, and so she's thinking, okay, just threaten him, but do not arrest him. It's a challenge that we have in society.
So when we empower the women, you empower them to take decision. So we want to continue with the empowerment crusade for women, to support them to have the economic base to make a decision when they know when I leave this marriage, I have where to go and stay, how to look after my children, and it is very important as one of the issues. So
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
Yellow, this is MTN. We are currently in Nakaloke, Mbale District, Bilari, Nursery and Primary School. We are here to award a winner, and our winner happens to be Mubaraka Hadija.
Naine mkwano wange ne mugamba konti aba MTN bankubidde esimu ne bangamba nsasudde school fees era ndi muwanguzi. Nadamu nangamba nti aba bafere. Nze ne mugamba nti naye wabanga bafere. Bangambe bagenda kujja school fees wange bamuleete. Kandi ndo olunaku olwo bana baleeta school fees awo njoke nzikize nti si bafere. Abazadde abali eyo mbagamba beeyongere okukozesa MTN Momo okusasula school fees w'abaana baabwe bajja kuba bawanguzi nga nange weepangudde olunaku lwa leero.
Abantu bawangula *165*80# osasule school fees. Kozesa ne Momo app osasule school fees.
Together, we're unstoppable.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your chibubu skin. Cocoa butter to comfort your pinku, mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your buju skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.nt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
To help businesses recover from the impact of COVID-19, government introduced a tax amnesty through a waiver of interest and penalty on outstanding principal tax as at June 30th, 2023. Accordingly, URA has since July 2024 been implementing this waiver. To benefit, simply pay your outstanding principal tax by December 31st, 2024, and the waiver is applied automatically upon payment confirmation. This amnesty applies to domestic taxes, namely income tax, rental tax, payee, and others. Grab this golden opportunity today. For more, use the platforms displayed.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Welcome back from that short break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Educationists are raising concerns over insufficient scholastic materials in upcountry schools for the new O-level competence-based curriculum. They call for increased funding to ensure its full implementation. The call comes as the first cohort of learners prepares for national exams.
The curriculum introduced in 2020 faced delays due to COVID-19 pandemic and was fully rolled out in 2022. It is designed to transform Uganda's education system, but many schools, especially in rural areas, struggle with a lack of teaching aids, such as computers, textbooks, and science equipment.
Our books for this new curriculum, it is very shallow. There is no any work where you can do research.
At Bufunja City Secondary School in Chenjejo, for example, only 8 textbooks are available for 100 students, making effective teaching difficult.
what we are facing in school while teaching the new curriculum, we do not have enough scholastic materials in form of textbooks. Here you find a teacher, you have 8 books to teach 100 students. This is a real challenge. When inspectors come, they expect to find when you are teaching the students lessons that are student-centered, but in actual sense the lesson will not be student-centered because the teacher you have to write on the chalkboard to make sure that the students are getting the activities which are in the book, because 80 books will not be enough for the 100 students.
We don't have enough equipment for practicals because here we met a challenge. Our computers were even stolen. We don't have internet. Since other questions they need internet, researching.
The curriculum emphasizes group work, presentations, peer learning, and projects that require research, but limited computers and unstable internet hinder students' ability to access information.
There is no working computer which we are having at school because the one we are having was stolen in April.
Some schools are improvising by using laptops, but inadequate science labs and equipment further challenge teaching.
Just we borrow laptops and we use the teachers' laptops, but they are few, very, very few. It is a challenge because when I'm teaching, every student is not touching on the keyboard, is not doing practicals.
Conducting practicals from classrooms is not easy. The students are very many. The schools do not have laboratories. For example, here at Funjo City Secondary School, we are keeping apparatus in what was a classroom, and it is small, we cannot take their students.
Education stressed that without addressing these issues, the curriculum's full potential may not be realized. Christmas, Arinitwe.
Ministry of Public Service has launched a client charter to, among other things, increase accountability and demand for public service. The Minister of State for Public Service, Grace Mary Mugasa, launched the client charter and pledged to widely disseminate it for public benefit.
According to the Ministry of Public Service, the just launched client charter will contribute to a transformed public service by improving efficiency in service delivery. The Minister of State for Public Service, Grace Mary Mugasa, launched the client charter at the National Record Centre and Archives in Kampala.
The Ministry of Public Service Client Charter 2022, 23, 2024, 25 and the subsequent years. For God and my country.
Client Charter clearly describes what you are supposed to do as a ministry, and you put time frames when you are supposed to deliver that service. So if I'm to pay salaries, I should make a commitment that by the 28th of every month I will be paying salaries and pension. So that is what we are committing ourselves today.
She pledged that the client charter will be widely disseminated for more public awareness.
And everybody will have knowledge of what they are supposed to demand, how they are supposed to demand it, because we even have suggestion boxes, we even have one-stop centers. For example, we have one in Hoima. It is a regional service center. If you have any query, if you have any question, you drop there, put your complaint in the suggestion box, and it will be worked upon.
There are also some penalties for duty bearers in case they do not perform as expected.
Under the Public Service Standing Orders, there is a disciplinary procedure. Because failure to deliver according to the service delivery standards means that someone has failed to perform according to expectation, according to their key result area. And in this process of disciplining an officer who has failed to deliver, we do follow. One, there's a dialogue between the officer and their supervisor. A warning is issued, first warning. Second and the third, which is the last warning. Thereafter, they'll be reprimanded or severely reprimanded, or in the worst case scenario, they can be retired in public interest or dismissed.
The client charter contains commitments and standards designed to strengthen the responsiveness of the duty bearers to the expectations of their citizens. Adia Nakote, UBC.
Now, Uganda has signed a host agreement with the African Water and Sanitation Association, AFWASA, to establish the African Water and Sanitation Academy, AWASA. Now, this historic partnership cements Uganda's role as a continental leader in this critical sector. Cheptegei reports.
The agreement was officially signed by Uganda's Minister for Foreign Affairs, General Abeka Jeje Odong, and AFWASA President, Engineer Dr. Silva Mugisha, during a formal ceremony at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Kampala. Minister Odong expressed Uganda's pride in hosting the academy, a decision he said aligns with the nation's commitment to providing water and sanitation services.
Water and sanitation coverage in Africa generally is still very low. Yet you also realize that it is critical for the realization of better livelihoods for the people of this continent. As you are aware, the United Nations 25 years or so ago developed the SDGs. Water and sanitation is SDG number 6, and your activities of AFWASA are indeed in line with SDG 6 of the SDGs that were promulgated by United Nations.
He praised the National Water and Sewage Corporation for leading the initiative and lauded its Managing Director, Dr. Mugisha, for his leadership as AFWASA President.
I am glad that the National Water and Sewage Corporation will spearhead the activities of Africa Water and Sanitation Academy, which will be based here in Uganda. My happiness is based on the history that the National Water and Sanitation Corporation, National Water and Sewerage Corporation in Uganda has already established, and therefore I have no doubt they will continue to do a commendable job.
Africa Water and Sanitation Association President Dr. Silva Mugisha, who also heads the National Water and Sewage Corporation, thanked government and cabinet for their steadfast support.
As far as AFWASA board is concerned, it's going to be a nodal institution. There's going to be another institution set up in different parts of Africa, but this one would be like the headquarters of that capacity building. So we shall hopefully have one in South Africa. There's some initiative which is happening in Rwanda, in West Africa, in North Africa, so that the entire governance framework has the African perspective. But as I've said, it is envisaged by the AFWASA board that the headquarters will be here in Uganda.
He underscored the importance of the academy in shaping leadership and fostering change in Africa's water and sanitation sector. AWASA, described as a center of excellence, will offer training and capacity building programs for water and sanitation professionals across Africa.
So the next steps after signing this agreement is going to be to register the academy here in Uganda as an NGO. And I'm hoping that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue to give support to that step of registering the academy as an NGO, working with the Ministry of Water and Environment, which is the mother ministry here.
It will be managed from Côte d'Ivoire, with its main coordination hub based at National Water and Sewage Corporation's International Resource Center in Kampala. The Academy's official launch is slated for the African Water and Sanitation Association Congress and Exhibition in 2025, where President Yoweri Museveni is expected to inaugurate the facility. Cheptegei, UBC News.
We'll take it another short break and return with the latest in business.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baidondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all network
networks kubei dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Uganda Manufacturers Association celebrates 30 years of industrial excellence. Come and be part of the 30th UMA International Trade Fair at Lugogo from the 2nd to the 10th of October. We celebrate 30 years of industrial excellence with an education pavilion, an agricultural pavilion, and a job skills development pavilion for job seekers. There will be lots of fun, entertainment, and business opportunities. Come and be part of this great journey and milestones. Entrance fee is only 10,000 shillings. If you want an exhibition stall, call +256 0703 552 444 or visit the UMA website. Powered by Total Energies, Hisense, Smart Tech, and Stanbic Bank.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mold Technologies, your professional research firm.
Indomie Instant Noodles is available in 3 flavors of chicken, beef, and vegetable. Buy your Indomie Instant Noodles in supermarkets and dukas near you anywhere across Uganda.
Indomie Instant Noodles, Uganda's best loved noodles.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating, with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500.
Namunkekera Agro-Processing Industries Limited, NAPIL, presents the Namunkekera Liaoshen Industrial Park Trade Show and Bazaar under the theme Celebrating Local and Foreign Investment on Friday 27th to Saturday 28th September 2024 at Kapeka Industrial Park starting at 9 a.m. Entrance is free. Are you a business person, school, or consumer of authentic Ugandan products? Don't miss this chance for incredible discounts on premium items like ceramic tiles, electricals, garments, shoes, bags, TVs, agricultural tools, dried mangoes, and pineapples. Guests of honor are Minister for Investment, Honorable Evelyn Anite, and the Chief Coordinator Operation Wealth Creation, General Salim Saleh. Come and enjoy Uganda's top artists. Would you like to exhibit? Call 0783 293 348 or 0757 896 914. Kapeka, the center for all your quality products.
Welcome back. Now let's have a look at business news. And the National Social Security Fund's earnings grew by 16%, increasing from 2.3 trillion to 2.53 trillion shillings for the financial year ending June 30th, 2024. The fund attributes this robust growth to increased interest income, dividend income, and real estate income. We have more in this story.
The National Social Security Fund's performance report for the financial year 2023-2024 comes ahead of the much-anticipated annual members' meeting on September 27, 2024 in Kampala. Thanks to its robust performance, savers can look forward to a competitive interest rate, which will be declared by the Minister of Finance, Matia Kasaija.
Look at our contributions, and this is a good number to actually tell, because if you follow the money, it tells a story. The last 5 years, 1.27 in 2019, 2021 was 1.37, 2022, 1.49, 2023, 1.72, 2024, 1.93 trillion. It has been increasing, and this tells us that more and more people are interested in the fund with their savings.
As of June 2024, the fund's assets had risen to 22.1 trillion shillings, an increase of 19.2% compared to the previous year.
When you come and you're eligible for your money, it will be there. Safety, that it drives our control environment, drives how we do business. That safety proposition, that value, that we promise your money will be safe. But the other aspect of safety is interesting is, not only will your money be there, but it won't lose value in the process. That's why we have this promise that at any interest rate that we declare, it must be at least 2 percentage points above 10-year inflation to preserve the purchasing power of your shilling.
The fund also saw a significant rise in member contributions, which increased by 12.2% from 1.7 trillion shillings in the financial year 2022-2023 to 1.93 trillion shillings in the financial year 2023-2024. NSSF's impressive performance reflects an improvement in the overall investment environment in Uganda and across the East African region.
We made 22 billion from Airtel, and we made 40.5 billion from MTN in dividends. Now there are a couple of other counters that gave us very good dividends, like Equity Bank 19, Safaricom 19, TBL 10. So basically the point I'm making is that we saw very good dividend income year on year, but then there's a story on the recovery of the equity markets. The exchange rate recovered this year in our favor, to the extent that we made 255 billion in exchange gains alone.
And we have strict investment policies on where we can. We do very critical and serious due diligence in any business we invest in.
Beyond revenue growth, the fund excelled in other key performance indicators, including an increase in benefits paid and enhanced cost management. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Now, the Be Money Wiser Awards have been launched with a bold vision to transform financial discipline among women and youth across Uganda. The initiative is set to empower Ugandans by encouraging them to take control of their financial futures by making informed financial decisions.
As a social enterprise, Be Money Wiser is committed to promoting financial responsibility, particularly among marginalized groups.
And we all know that statistically, over 77% of our population are youth. So as Be Money Wiser, we felt that if these two segments are given special focus and appreciation for the needs that they are facing day to day to make sound financial decisions, if they are empowered adequately well, they can ultimately give us the scalability that can transform this country as a whole.
The awards will serve as a platform to recognize individuals, businesses, and organizations that excel in areas of innovation, integrity, and financial empowerment.
This award ceremony is also going to double as a fundraiser ceremony. Now, the fundraising component is to also enable Be Money Wiser and its partners to go down to the grassroots. We want to go down to over 20 districts across Uganda and empower 70,000 women and youth directly. Now, these women and youth, we hope, will be a focus of change as they are interacting with their families, with their communities, and in their workplaces.
With the theme Honoring Impact with Quality, the awards are designed to raise awareness about the importance of financial discipline and sound decision-making.
Together, we will recognize the best, exceptional, and outstanding entities or individuals that are doing their best in as far as the development of our country, Uganda, is concerned. So to find more information regarding the BIMWA Awards, feel free to go to our website and also send an email at info@bimaniwiser.com.
The initiative also seeks to inspire a culture of saving and resource management, emphasizing that financial success begins with small, deliberate steps. The BIM Maniwiser Awards will spotlight exemplary entities from both private and public sectors, with a selection process driven by public nominations and voting.
We are looking at inspiring and empowering over 7,000 women and youth in the country. Here we are looking at in the country, we are looking at the different regions, for example, the north, east, south, west, and central. So that is all over the whole country, whereby the donations that will come out of this event will literally help to help in the implementation of the 6 months financial transformation plan that will enable the understanding of money matters through the financial awareness and innovation.
The awards are expected to have a lasting impact, promoting financial awareness and discipline across Uganda, and are to be held in January 2025. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Sports news now, and two lucky Ugandan basketball fans have won the opportunity to go watch an NBA preseason game in Abu Dhabi this October. Now, the draw, conducted at Luzira, will be fully funded by Castlelight Uganda. We have more in this story.
Nambi Wakalaba and Mulwana Olivia are the two lucky winners who have won themselves a trip to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The two winners were selected thanks to a draw that was held in Luzira this evening. A variety of Ugandan basketball fans had entered the draw in August, hoping to dream of watching some of the biggest NBA names live.
The trip to the Abu Dhabi, that is a trip for two, to go and watch the preseason of NBA in Abu Dhabi. So what has happened is during the ongoing games and the season in basketball, Castlelight came up with a chance for the fans, our loyal fans, to win a trip for two, to go and watch basketball in Abu Dhabi. And this involves a fully paid trip with a winner and then any other person of their choice. So this trip will be really fully paid, right from the visas to the accommodation to their movements within Abu Dhabi.
Tatum trying to get free. Throw it in the corner. Brown fakes, fires up the three. Bang! Bang! Jaylen Brown knocks down the three to tie the game.
Boston Celtics will take on the Denver Nuggets on the 6th of October in a preseason friendly at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi.
In the second round in Game 3, timer at 4. Larkin fires. Ojale gives it up. Brown with a 1 second three. Good! With .1.
The two winners will not only experience the best of basketball, but will embrace a fully paid experience from the 3rd to the 7th of October.
How we reached at this moment is the fans had a chance to participate. And how did they have to participate? They had to buy a bucket of 6 Castlelights to enter the draw. And that didn't stop there. The fans had to enter the draw as many times as possible. So if a person could participate as, even if it's 5 times, they could enter the draw.
Mulwana Olivia, who is a former female basketball player in Uganda, is now part of the coaching staff at Magic Stormers. Her and Nambi Wakaba's dreams will come true when they get to experience the NBA live this October. a dream for many Ugandan basketball fanatics. Marshall Mira Victor, UBC News.
And that story brings us to the end of this edition. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Yusuf Senyamo, and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night, but we'll leave you with Kutesa Mili with the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Mili with the weather update. We are still having light isolated showers most parts of the country. Nevertheless, other areas are experiencing sunny intervals, and more especially the eastern part. Seeing the satellite picture, we are having moist winds are blowing in from the Indian Ocean coming into our countries in combination with that of Congo air mass. Nevertheless, we're having lows over the tip of South Africa that are depriving us most parts of the country, the moist winds, hence bring us the sunny intervals that we're experiencing here and there. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up to a bright sunny day in the central part of Uganda, apart from parts of Masaka, where we're seeing light showers, and parts of eastern, we're seeing sunny intervals, and then the western stretch, sunny intervals. The northern sector, a continuation of sunny intervals is expected in the morning hours. Afternoon hours, we're seeing a pickup of light showers across parts of Kampala and parts of Masaka and across rounds of the Lake Victoria. The rest of the central is expected to have sunny intervals at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across parts of Nakasongola, 29 Mubenda and parts of Masaka, and Akapesti Kampala with a 28. The eastern part, a continuation of sunny intervals, is expected at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius, apart from Soloti, where we are seeing a 29. The western stretch, a pickup of light showers, parts of Kasese and parts of Kabale at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius across Kasese, 25 and the lowest in Kabale Highlands, 29 in Barra with sunny intervals, and Masinde. The northern sector, we are seeing a continuation of sunny intervals at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius in the Kalamuja regions and towards Chitugum, Gulu, Lila, and parts of Alua with a 29. Moving out of Uganda, visiting a few countries, we are seeing Nairobi with sunny intervals and Dubai at a maximum of 37 degrees Celsius across Dubai, 27 with Nairobi, Cairo with sunny conditions, and London at a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius across London and 34 across Cairo. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. This weekend on UBC.
Many of you are in conflict. That celebration is uncalled for. How are you going to resolve this conflict? If you're going to resolve the conflict, it begins by you having peace. You can't have peace by changing the external. Peace begins with inside. You make peace with God, and then you can have peace. When you have peace in yourself, you can release peace on the outside. When you don't have peace in yourself and you have strife and conflict, you will release it on the outside. But how do I get peace in myself? It begins with my relationship with the owner of marriage, that is Christ. I submit to him. I do what he wants me to do. I pursue that. And when I do that, guess what happens? As I do that, my whole life is changed. I receive peace. When that is done, remember, you're equal. Because conflict will always begin by the man believing or the woman believing, I am greater than you. When you believe I am greater than you, we are not equal, then you'll always try to put me down. When you try to put me down, I will push back. And in pushing back, that is the conflict. Because all of us are created in the image of God, male and female, in the image of God. But now we're in conflict because I think I'm better than you, and you think you're better than me. Marriage is easy. Ignorance is hard.
This weekend on UBC. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
It is not albinism. It is not a cancer. It is not witchcraft. It is not that one has HIV/AIDS. It is not contagious. Does not spread through close contact, touching or sharing personal items. No way is it linked to being burnt by twins. It is called vitiligo.
Hello, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of the Vitiligo Stories. My name is Sophia Matovo. Now today we bumped into a young girl who developed vitiligo at a very early stage, and that was at about 6 years old. As we speak right now, she's 20 years old, but has gone through a lot of challenges as she's living with the vitiligo. But thanks to the parents for all the support and all that they have done to try to see to it that this girl is able to live a normal life just like you and me. Hear out the story.
Amanya gange nze Kansiime Catherine. Emyaka nyina emyaka 2. Namufuna nyina emyaka 6. Nali ndowooza mu top class. Bwe byatandika okunkwata byatandika okunkwata nga kantu katini nnyo. Ne batakifaako nnyo bazadde bange ne balowooza ki bwa. Ne katandikire no wansi akalala ne katandikira wano ku magulu. Ne bitandika okujja mpola mpola mpola, ne bitandika okutambula, ne bitandika okukola ki? Ne batandika okuntwala eyo mu malwaliro, bantwalanga ku ddwaliro Lubaga, Mengo, Mulago. Nga gye bantwala nga batuwa medication nga bagamba nyina vitamin gye nkola ki gye ndaakinga. Nga bankuba empiso ku kabina buli lunaku nga bantwalayo olw'eggulu. Buli we banyuka nga bantwalayo nga bankuba empiso. Naye ne bigaana. Ne babalagirira ewantu wangi, ne tugenda ewantu wangi, ne tugenda mu bapasita nga bansabirako. Naye nga tebitereera, ne tugendako mu bapasita, waliwo ne kyaki gye twagendako awo y'Abakatuliki, ne babeerawo father omu ansabirako. Ebyali wano ku maaso ne bikola ki? Ne bigenda. Waliwo ekyali wano ku maaso nga kinene. Yewe yansabirako n'ankwatako ne kigenda. Twagenda okuddayo kuba twali twagala tuddeyo addemu ansabireko nga bamukyusizza jjuke babatambuza. Nga bamukyusiza nga bamututte mu kyalo. Awo ne bantwalako eyo ewalala eyo e Masaka, ne bantwalako eyo balina eddagala lye babagamba lyenyina okwesiiga. Ne tuligezaako nayo ne ligaana ng'erimu likola nga bantambuza ewantu wangi. Erimu likola, olumu tugendako mu abo abasawo Abaganda nga bamu bagamba byabalongo. Kuba natambulanga abantu mu kkubo nga weriwo entambula abantu bagamba abalongo baakwoca mwana gwe mugende mutereeza ebyekika. Abalala bagamba skin disease nyina vitamin gye ndaakinga, abalala bagamba amazzi ganjiikira ganjokya, abalala bagamba byankwata nziba enva. Kwegamba buli w'otambula buli omu ayogera kikye. Buli omu akuyisaamu amaaso, buli w'otambula oba otya n'okutambula ng'ebiseera bisinga saagala na kwambala ngoye nnyimpi we byatandika okunkwata ku magulu. Ne weeziba zino nga njagala ne wano okuba byaliwo ku nsingo nga nyambala engoye zino ziki? Ezikwata wano. Kubanga nti abantu nga abaana banvuma ku ssomero. Era nga we tugenda ku ssomero epya. Mama wange asooka kwogera n'abaki ne taata wange asooka n'okwogera ba mu office n'agamba omwana wange temukusaagala bannyambe buyambi, saagala bamuvume. Kuba baba bamumalako emirembe. Naye ng'abaana abamu era ne woba nga omunyiiziza n'oba tolina kyomukoze. Akugamba kirabe nja kukuba gye emimwa giddugale. Kirabe abalongo bakyokya. Kirabe kyakwata mu bibbo. Kirabe enva zamuyiikira. Kwegamba nga bamalako emirembe ku ssomero. Ne woba nga oli wa kusoma tobeera concentrated oba olowoozako ebyo baba bagamba ogwako emirembe. Ne wenzira ewaka kuba nagenda mu kisonga, ne wenzira ewaka mu holiday saagala kola kikufuluma wabweru. Nga mbeera mu kikomera, nga mpulira emirembe ginzigwako, buli w'otambula buli omu akutunuulira akumalako emirembe. Otambula wenna oli shy, otya abantu mu kkubo. Nze nga saagala kutambulira mu ngendo mpanvu oba nga nakutambula mu kifo ng'abantu tebamanyi, nga saagala nakuva waka. Ng'era oluusi bagenda bo ne mbagamba nze bandeke ewaka. Natuuka n'ekiseera nga mpulira sikyayagala nagenda ku ssomero. Naye ne nguma nga bazadde bange bangumya ne muganda wange omukulu nga baŋŋamba genda osome. Ebyo byonna bijja kuggwa, kijja kuwona. Naye nga mpisibwa bubi mu society abantu. Saasoma ne mmalako nakoma mu senior 4. Nga ssente awo zaali zibuze.
sente kuba baali bamaliddeko nnyingi mu buli kimu kuba olubiseera ebisinga nalwala n'okulwalwa kuba bagamba kuba etwali Madam Penna ng'agamba ebintu ebikuleetera stress osobola okulwala nga mbeeraawo nga ndwala oba babeerawo abaana jjukira abajja mu kusomero abapya nga tebamanyi kuba mu ssomero mubeeramu abaana buli omu omwana abeera n'empisa zize buli omu aba yakulira mu maka gage buli omu tosobola kumanya mbeera ze abaana abamu balina empisa embi nga sobola okubeerawo ne bamukuba natuuka n'ekiseera nga sikyalopa mu woofiisi nga nabivaako oli asobola okuvuma kuba nakolanga bulungi ku ssomero abaana nga bagamba ekyo kyakopye nga balina engeri gye bampita mbuma mbu balina ekigambawo kye baali bampita mu madowadowa mbu alina kala bbiri ekyo kyakopye kisobola okukola obulungi nga waafaanana kwegamba nga obeera ng'oli mu kilasi naye ng'olowooza ebigambo nga bikuwaawalira mu matu olowooza bye boogera naye nga kuba abaana abamu bagenda bakimanyira nga nyina n'emikwano gyange mingi kyekyasinganga okwewuunyisa abantu abamu bentambula nabo ne mu bitundu bye mbadde mu societies oyinza okunsanga nga nyina emikwano mingi okusinga ate abo abaira batabiina nayinako eyo ku mulimu gye nakolerako eyo Wakiso nga nakatandika okuyiga enviiri naye nga waliwo omukazi ye wajja kuba namuwulira yalowooza nali simuwulira naye ntaddemu earphones naye nga ŋŋamba ng'ali mu kugamba boosi wange n'agamba nze oyo omwana okimanyi tasobola kukwata mutwe gwange mwenyinyala naye ng'ate onenyinyala siri mulema siyiika oba ki era namusanga lumu ne mugamba kati onenyinyala nze onenyinyala ndi mukyafu ndi kiki onenyinyala nange ndi muntu nga mmwe kuba naino skin disease si bulwadde mu nnyina wannuma sigamba mbu oba njiika musaayi oba ki oba ndi mukyafu naye nga yantya anennyala tayagala n'abaana be ne baba bazzaawo mbakwateko nga agamba abamu bakwateko agamba era nalina mukwano gwange nga ye agamba tayagala mukwateko mbu ngenda musiga bino ebintu byennyina naye nga nguma ng'olumu mbeerawo ku ssomero nga nkaaba amaziga naye nga ntuuka ekiseera neegumya nzekka jjukira nabeeranga mu kisulo neegumya nzekka nga nsoma ebitabo byange ne ngamba kansoma olw'abazadde bange sente ze bakola ki ze banteekamu era nze olumu neebuzanga ne ngamba Mukama Katonda lwaki wandeetera kino ekintu bwenna tobeera free ng'olumu tobeera free nze nakatandika okubeera free okuva we natandika okukula naye we nabeera ddala nga ndi muto nga sibeera free esweta we mba nga nyambadde esweta nteekamu emikono nenjiyingiza mu sweta obanga olumu njagala zino esweta ezibika natuuka n'ekiseera ne ngamba mami wange ne mugamba mama singa ongulirayo eyo ku gloves mama wange ng'ayiiya buli kimu era okutandika okwambala stocks ya condition yonna yava ku maama wange n'okwambala empale nga ngamba yambala empale buli wetulaga stocks nentuuka ekiseera nga nange nzikooye mu bigere era n'essaawa zino kaakati ne waba nsanze nga sambadde stocks kimunyiiza nnyo agamba abantu bagenda kutunuulira bagenda kusekirira ne mugamba mama nze sifaayo ku bantu kati kuba Katonda ati waba yakireeta ekirituuka ekiseera ne kiwona kijja kuwona nange sirina kyakukola sigenda kwetta sirina kye ŋŋenda kukola Katonda wati we yakireeta era bangi be nasanga eyo olwa bwe nasooka obbalaba neewunya nnyo abamu nga balina ebisinga nzi naye nga oli atambula tayambadde t-shirt naye ng'abiina bingi kuba twali eyo ku mukolo eyo awo ku obligato naye ng'oli omuvubuka ye yajja tayambadde essaati ye n'agamba ali proud ku kyali ye kimunyumirayo nga waali n'agamba era beera proud ne muganzi